So when I talk about hacks, I'm usually talking about creating your own plugin or adding something to your own plugin or adding something to the functions.php file. Occasionally I'm talking about editing your theme or CSS or something else. But what if you've never done that before, right? You don't have any access to the files on your server normally, like you don't FTP into them, you don't edit them, any of that stuff. But you want to use one of the hacks I'm talking about. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial in here how to do it the simplest way if you have really no coding experience. And the simplest way is probably to edit your functions.php file. I'm going to use an example here of a spoiler shortcode that I did before. So this presents a little bit of text and hides it until the user clicks on it. It's great if you're talking about a movie or TV show or book and you don't want to spoil it for somebody. So the way the shortcode works is when you're writing your text you put something like this. Spoiler, and that's just the name of the shortcode, and then there's some text in there, and then there's the same square brackets and the word spoiler again but with a slash at the end there. This is what a shortcode looks like, and if you don't have something that handles the shortcode, this is what it looks like in your published post. This is the published post, right? And that's not what we want. We want to hide this text here until the user clicks. My code does that. So I'll link to it on in the post here, the post about this hack that allows you to do this. But right now we're just going to take the finished code and we're going to get it working on the site. So here is my dashboard for the site. And the way to do this if you don't have any coding experience is you could go to Appearance here on the left and go to Editor. Now you want to always be very careful here if you're not a coder going into the editor, right? This allows you to edit all the raw stuff of your theme and all of that. One of the things you might want to do is make sure you're backed up and all. But we're not going to touch really anything here except for the functions.php file. So if you look on the right you'll see something called theme functions, functions.php. Click on that and that brings you your functions.php file. This is part of your theme. And every theme's got a different functions.php and it has little extra bits of code that come along with the theme. And you don't have to worry about any of the stuff in here. We'll go all the way to the end because we're going to add our code to the end. And this is a little editor and I could click in here and I could add lines. Now I'm going to paste in the code from that hack from the other post. So I'm just going to Command V, paste in, and there it is. It's this little line here. It just adds your short code and then it adds a function. And that's all it's doing is adding a short code called spoiler, and it's going to do this little bit of shortcode for us. Once I've done that I just hit the Update File button and it says File edited successfully. Great. So that's all I had to do. It was basically I was using the WordPress dashboard here to add this piece of code to the theme functions file. I could have edited the file directly on the server but a lot of people don't have access to that or don't know how to do that. So you can do it in here. Now I go back to the site and if I refresh the page you can see it's not working. Instead of that text that was there before, the shortcode is being interpreted now by that code that we inserted and now it says click for spoiler. I click and now you can see the text appears. So you can add this piece of shortcode, other filters, functions. A lot of the stuff I talk about and that are talked about in other sites when they say add this to your functions.php file, that is how you can do it even if you have very little or almost no coding experience.